Welcome, everyone, to the Dr. Blue Duck podcast. And my question here is virtual reality turning grandpas into gamers? Well, let me tell you a story first about my dad. Now, my dad, way back in the 80s, playing the original Nintendo Entertainment System, was the only one in our family who could actually land the plane in the game Top Gun. So let me know if anyone here has ever played Top Gun. Let me know below in the comments that you actually played Top Gun so that I know there's some old school 80s gamers like me back then still around today playing games. But he was the only one who could actually land the plane. And since then, he hasn't really done much gaming at all until more recently when I introduced him at my house to the Meta Quest VR headsets. And he played that. He played a few games. I showed him a couple of games, some very kind of simple shooter games, and he took it off and he said, That's nice. I like that. And if you know my dad, that's like a big deal. He really likes it if he said that. So my sister and I, we saved up some money. I think it was for Father's Day. We got him a Quest headset, a Meta Quest headset, and he's been playing this game for a long time called Drop Dead, which is kind of like a cowboy zombie shooter game. And what was kind of neat about it is around that time, my dad fell and hurt his shoulder, and he hurt it pretty badly. So he had surgery, and he was required to do some stretching for his shoulder. And VR really helped him because it wasn't like he was going to the gym doing pull-ups or sit-ups or anything like that, push-ups or anything like that. But he was able to really just naturally move around and stretch that shoulder, which really helped him a lot. And I think it helped with some of his healing process. So VR, I think, is turning grandpas, because my dad is a grandpa now because I have two little boys, is turning grandpas into gamers where flat screen gaming probably would not do it. At my dad's age, to learn how to use a controller from scratch and move around and function in a 3D world, it's a lot. Okay, I've been doing that since many years. But for someone to get into that in this stage of life, it might be kind of hard. But VR, you just hop in it and everything is natural. If you need to look a certain direction, you just look in that direction. If you need to look up, you look up. It's simple. If you need to grab something, you can grab something. If you need to shoot, you just point and shoot. It's just as intuitive as it can be. So I think that is helping some of the people in the older generation actually step into gaming a little bit. It provides that light exercise without having to do too much. And there's so many other things as well that I think are kind of nice with grandpas and grandmas as well, but grandpas jumping into gaming here. There's social aspects to it as well. My dad, when he played Drop Dead, I know he had a little community of people on there that they would play with and try to get higher scores together. And there's apps like Horizon Worlds, VR Chats, Rec Room, and many other games out there where you can actually build communities. I know Population One has a big community that people know each other, and they actually even meet in Las Vegas, and there's these Facebook pages where they all meet up together and hang outs, and there's fellowship and groups that form through these games. So if you are retired or close to retirement age, I think it might be a neat thing for some older people, some grandpas, to gain some community in this way as well. Also, it helps with some virtual exploration, some things you might not be able to do in your older years, like going mountain climbing or going splunking or racing a race car. But it even allows people to play virtual ping pong, and it feels pretty natural too if you've ever tried that. And there's VR painting games so that people can paint. There's meditation apps, and overall, the Quest 3 is somewhat affordable compared to high-end gaming PCs and high-end consoles. It's not really that much compared to some of the other options out there for gaming. You don't need cables, or you don't need a computer to set anything up. You just put it on and it's a headset. You're good to go. There's nothing to trip over. There's nothing to fall on. I know one time my dad, he went out of town with my mom, and in the hotel room, he was able to bring his VR goggles, his MetaQuest 3, and put them on and play his game right there in the hotel room. So very portable as well. So you can travel with it, and bring it with you, almost like a handheld gaming system. So there's also the cognitive engagement aspect to VR gaming as well. There's many puzzle games. There's games that help you build strategy or help your memory. And when you're getting older and you're not being given a lot of new experiential challenges, it's good to help fight against dementia and other aging issues by stretching your brain, stretching your minds in ways that you're typically not used to. So the Quest 3 definitely brings a lot of that opportunity and possibility to gamers. So is virtual reality making grandpas into gamers? Well, in my dad's case, yes, because he is a grandpa now and he has become a gamer. I keep on telling him, though, I'm trying to get him to play more Population 1 because he still wants to play Drop Dead. And I'm like, Dad, not that many people are playing that game. It's going to be harder and harder to find people to play with. But hopefully he eventually, finds a game that still has more of an active community, or even to buy the second part 2 to Drop Dead. But, he likes Drop Dead a lot, but hopefully he can kind of step out of that, try some different games and build up some more gaming VR community, because it's a fun, safe, nice hobby that can get a little bit of movements, get a little bit of exercise, and have some cognitive engagement going on with some neat community. And after you buy the headset, it's pretty affordable overall. So turning grandpas into gamers, I think VR is doing it. And I think the MetaQuest 3 is a good way to go. So anyways, I am Dr. Blue Duck. This is the Dr. Blue Duck podcast. Let me know your thoughts about VR gaming and grandpas. We'll catch you guys later. Be kind, use your mind, and game on.